What if the secret to better intimacy was the same trick that helps you finish your work on time? Think about it. You're sitting across from someone you care about. You want to be fully present, to listen, to connect, but your mind keeps wandering. Maybe you're thinking about an unfinished task, your phone buzzes, or you're just somewhere else. For people with ADHD, this isn't rare, it's daily life. But here's what's fascinating. There's a simple, science-backed technique called body doubling that can improve your focus and make you more present in your relationships, emotionally and physically. And in 2025, with the US wellness movement shifting toward connection as health, learning this skill might just transform both your productivity and your love life. ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, affects millions of adults in the United States. It's often described in terms of work or school performance. But here's what gets overlooked. ADHD impacts presence. In intimacy, presence is everything. Emotional connection, physical closeness, deep conversations, they all rely on your ability to stay mentally and emotionally in the moment. But for ADHD brains, staying present can be like holding water in your hands. Distractions, impulsive thoughts, or a restless mind can make your partner feel unseen, even if you deeply care. That's not because you don't value them. It's because ADHD affects dopamine regulation. Dopamine drives motivation, pleasure, and reward in both productivity and intimacy. So what's body doubling? In productivity terms, body doubling is simply working alongside another person, in the same room or virtually, to stay on task. The other person doesn't need to help. Their presence alone creates accountability and structure for your brain. For ADHD, this works because of two science-backed effects. Social facilitation. We tend to perform better when someone is there, even passively. Mini dopamine boosts. Social presence provides small bursts of dopamine, helping ADHD brains sustain attention without burning out. A 2024 US-based study on ADHD interventions found structured social accountability systems, like co-working or study pairs, increased task completion by up to 35%. Now here's the game changer. The same principle can be applied to intimacy. Body doubling in relationships isn't about working side by side silently. It's about showing up in the same space with intention. No distractions, no multitasking, just shared presence. Examples. Setting aside 20 minutes every evening to sit together with no devices, talking, cuddling, or even just being in the same room. Cooking a meal together where one person chops vegetables and the other stirs the sauce, each aware of the other's presence. Before physical intimacy, spending a few minutes in mindful breathing together, syncing your breath, touching without distraction, being fully tuned in to each other's presence. For ADHD brains, this intentional co-presence quiets background noise in the mind, making it easier to connect, emotionally and physically, without drifting away. Why does this work for both productivity and intimacy? In both scenarios, your brain relies on the task network to stay engaged, while the default mode network tries to pull you into daydreams or mental chatter. Social presence, whether from a coworker or a partner, acts as an anchor, keeping the task network active. Physically, intimacy and presence activate brain regions tied to dopamine and oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Oxytocin not only deepens emotional connection, it also reduces anxiety and quiets distracting thoughts. So when you combine ADHD-friendly focus techniques with intimacy, you create a feedback loop. Better focus, deeper connection, more rewarding intimacy, stronger motivation to stay present next time. Here's how you can try this yourself. For work or study, schedule a virtual or in-person focus session with a friend. Keep your camera on. Announce your task at the start. Check in at the end. For relationships, create a weekly body doubling date. Not necessarily romantic, just shared presence. Try a no-phones dinner followed by a short walk together. If you're intimate with your partner, add a short connection ritual before. Eye contact, synchronized breathing, or simply sitting close without words. In the US wellness space, 2025 is all about small, science-based habits that improve both mental performance and emotional connection. This is one of them. Right now in the US, wellness isn't just about physical health, it's about connection as health. Across social media, podcasts, and wellness events, Americans are talking about mental clarity, emotional intimacy, and shared presence as essential for a fulfilling life. The fastest growing wellness trend in the US isn't buying more supplements or joining another gym. It's investing in relationships. Whether it's through friendship, family connection, or deeper intimacy, Americans are realizing that productivity without connection feels empty. And in 2025, there's a huge shift towards science-backed micro-habits, small, practical tools that create big life changes. Body doubling fits perfectly. Cognitive health. It's already a viral ADHD tool on US TikTok, Instagram Reels, and productivity YouTube. Emotional wellness. US wellness influencers are increasingly promoting social wellness, intentional time with others to fight isolation. Relationship intimacy. Couples therapy and relationship coaches in the US are encouraging presence-building habits to improve both emotional and physical closeness. This combination speaks directly to what's resonating in the States right now. The idea that you can't separate brain health from relationship health. For US viewers juggling busy schedules, remote work, and constant digital distractions, body doubling isn't just a productivity trick. It's a way to reconnect with partners, friends, and themselves. And that's why combining ADHD science, body doubling, and intimacy isn't just interesting. It's perfectly aligned with what's already going viral in American wellness conversations this year. So, will you try body doubling for your next project and your next date night? I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me which topic you want me to cover next. Do you want more ADH focus hacks? A deep dive into intimacy and brain chemistry? Or maybe how nutrition and exercise tie into emotional connection? Your ideas shape this channel, and your comment might be the inspiration for the next video. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more science-backed tips on ADHD, productivity, and holistic wellness for both your brain and your relationships. And if you want my full guide to using neuroscience for deeper connection, check out the playlist linked here. Let's make focus and intimacy work together. And I can't wait to see your suggestions for what we explore next.